Thank you so much for joining us, Keith. It's nice to talk to you.
Good morning, Shari. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And I have to tell you, I fully support what you're doing here because I think it's ridiculous that the state of Oklahoma has such a double standard. But there are a lot of people out there that I'm going to read you an email, okay?
Sure.
And I want to, and you can answer the email. And also, we got a couple of callers that would like to talk to you. 410-467-WBAL, 1-800-767-WBAL. This one says, states making extra money by selling TV or vanity plates is a lot like TV networks selling advertising or billboards. This is not unlike CBS selling Tim Tebow a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl. So if a network is allowed to grant or deny certain ads, doesn't the state of Oklahoma have the right to grant or deny certain messages on their state-produced license plates? Just get a bumper sticker, bud, or rent a billboard. There are bigger injustices than this to fight. How do you respond to something like that? That why are you bothering with this?
Well, first of all, Shari, the guy's right. There are bigger injustices out there, but a threat to freedom anywhere is a threat to freedom everywhere. And he's wrong though about the that the state of Oklahoma has the right to refuse it. Unlike a television station or a radio station, which is owned by a private company, the state of Oklahoma is a government agency, and it has to treat everybody fairly. Private companies don't have to do that. And legally, license plates are what's known as a limited public forum for speech by private citizens. And when the state opens them up to speech by the citizens, legally, if they allow a viewpoint to express itself, or an issue, if they allow speech on a particular issue, they have to, once they do that, they have to allow everyone who has a viewpoint on that issue to speak equally. And so what that means is since they've granted certain plates like straight sexy, endorsing the straight lifestyle, because I have, I want to talk on the gay lifestyle now, in this public forum that they've created, they have to allow me to do that.
Mm-hmm. This is an article from the Oklahoman watchdog team. It says, during an administrative hearing last year, a tax commission attorney argued license plates, even personalized license plates, are not the private billboard for the person to whom they are issued. They are still a state license plate. So where do they draw the line, Keith, on all of these things?
Well, that is the argument that the tax commission attorney made. However, the administrative law judge that heard that argument ultimately sided with me on that. Where do we draw the line? Well, Oklahoma has an obscenity law, just like most states. You can't put, four-letter words on license plates or utter them in public, and that's not going to change with this case. So, nobody's going to be able to get the F-bomb on the plate. Right,
and I think that's what people worry about. This is going to be used against you in the slippery slope category, that, oh, no, what's going to happen next? I want to get a caller on here, 410-467-WBAL, 1-800-767-WBAL. Hi, Eric, how you doing?
Hey, Shari, thanks for taking my call.
Sure thing. Keith, you're on with Keith Kimmel as well.
Hey, Keith, first of all, back a couple quick calls. I've got a suggestion for the Steeler fan who also supported Obama. A good vanity play for him. Might be idiot, but anyway, on to Keith. I think that Keith, it's I'm glad that this is a lifestyle choice that you made, but this is Pandora's box, and there's just too many things that could fall out of this category. Like if somebody wants to put love animals. And that could be an innuendo type of a vanity plate, much like vibrator could be, where you look at it and you go, oh, vibrator, I know what that means. That person's talking about the vibrators that we're thinking about. Well, maybe that person's a jackhammer operator.
Maybe it's the love animal person loves animals.
Right. Maybe they do, but maybe they love animals in a different sort of way, or love little girls. How about that? Or love little boys. Where do you exactly stop with this? If you want to hang your rainbow flags, if you want to march in your parades, terrific. And what you want to do in your bedroom, great. But it doesn't need to be on a license plate, Keith. I'm sorry, you've got to draw the line there. Get your bumper stickers and paint it on the side of your car. If you're proud of your gayness, wonderful. Paint it on your car, fly your rainbow flag, do whatever you want. But let's draw the line at the plates, because I'm telling you, if this happens, it's just going to be a disaster from this point forward.
All right, Keith, hang on for a minute. I want you to respond to Eric. We got to take a quick break. I'll give you a chance to to respond to what Eric had to say, that this is going to be the beginning of the end. That we're going to start seeing the most offensive license plates in the world out there. 410-467-WBAL, 1-800-767-WBAL. Before the break, caller Eric says that he's really a little bit worried about this, because where do we draw the line? If we're allowing license plates to say things like "I'm gay," which is what Keith Kimmel wants in his state of Oklahoma, and they've denied him the right to do that, what's next? People could say things like "I love little girls," "I love little boys," stuff like that, and we need to make sure that license plates are appropriate. Responding now to that call is Keith Kimmel. Keith, what do you say to people like Eric that say, you're really opening a Pandora's box here?
Well, first of all, Shari, you only get 7 characters in your vanity plate in Oklahoma, so I don't think "I love little boys" will fit.
Okay.
But I get the point.
All right, but maybe you could just say little LTL, little boys, something like that. So where he's going with this.
Yeah, I understand the caller's point, but I don't think he understands what a limited public forum for free speech is, and that's what the license plates are from a legal standpoint. We really are not opening Pandora's box with this. In a limited public forum, the government is allowed to censor. It is allowed to censor speech in a limited public forum. What it is not allowed to do is engage in what we call viewpoint discrimination. Meaning, like I said earlier, if it opens up a particular topic for discussion, it can't let certain sides, it can't block certain sides out of that discussion. And the way they can keep things like, "I love little boys" off of plates is not to grant any plates on either side of that topic, of the pedophilia topic, I guess it would be at that point. And the only reason we're going for this plate is because they've already opened that topic for discussion by granting plates like Straight Sexy and Straight Fan. There's several other plates.
So if no sexual orientation plates had been issued on either side of this, you probably wouldn't have so much of a case. But because they did do the Straight Sexy plate and the other straight one, as to even this out, you feel as though that you have a stronger case here.
Right, exactly.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. 410-467-WBAL, 1-800-767-WBAL. And you've said that you want people to know that you're gay. You're proud of it. You're openly gay. And what about to people like Eric that say, get a rainbow bumper sticker, get something else, but don't advertise it all over the place?
Well, I mean, everybody else has a rainbow bumper sticker, and I even have one myself already. The personalized plates are there for people to express themselves. I mean, we have over 56,000 of them issued in Oklahoma alone, and I don't think people paid the tax commission $22 a piece for those plates if they didn't want to say something. It's a forum for discussion, and I want to talk in it just like everybody else has.
Right, and it's nobody's right to tell you how you should be expressing your opinion, in my opinion. Let's go to Mike right now. He's on his cell phone. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good morning, Shari. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, it's actually Keith, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Keith. My apologies.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good. I think you're parking up the wrong tree on this one. The vanity license plate is an additional product that the state sell, and it is, don't kid yourself, it is a product. And the state has the right to refuse anything on those plates that they deem, as objectionable to whoever's doing the plates. So it's I understand your cause for one thing, okay, but it's a vanity plate. The proverbial, it's 7 letters. You can put that FU out there. Why is your right any more than that person to put that on the plate?
Well, like I said earlier, we have an obscenity law in Oklahoma, like most states, that specifically prevent 4-letter words from going on plates, such as the F-bomb. So that's not going to happen, and we're not challenging that. This is about an internal rule that says any plate that may be deemed offensive to the general public can be denied. Let me stop right there. The state says that it has the right to stop vanity from happening, or profanity, or whatever you want to put on to the plates or whatever. So the state's already laid down the ground laws of saying it has the right to pick and choose what it wants to put out there as a product. So that's a tax commission rule. The tax commission thinks they have that right. They do not under our state constitution. The state constitution trumps the OTC administrative rules.
Right, and it is sort of a matter of opinion whether or not, I mean, the whole idea of saying I'm gay is being offensive, I don't quite get that. I mean, whose ruling is that?
Well, that was someone at the tax commission who was offended by it, apparently, and that's what I was just going to get to. The rule, that's all it says. Any plate that may be deemed offensive to the general public can be prohibited. That's all the rule says. There's no procedure for defining what is offensive and what's not offensive. It's left up to the personal interpretation of whoever's looking at the application.
Are you worried about becoming a target, Keith?
I think it could happen, but I'm not really concerned about it. I mean, I choose to live my life living and not worrying about dying.
Okay. I want to say thanks a lot for you coming on the show. I wish you well with this, and I hope you win.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me.